Lisa Denae Live starts now, only on Stunner Radio, the heart and soul of the culture.
At Stunner Radio, it's April 24th. Can you believe it, you guys? Can you believe there's a little bit of delay? Can you believe that it is actually April 24th? Where did the month of April go? I cannot believe we are already almost at the end of April.
Yes.
What happened?
It's fast.
Oh my God, that's kind of scary.
It's happening.
It's kind of scary when the time goes that fast.
Yeah, it is.
Because, we were all excited for 2021 and it's still been a pretty good year. But now it's like, wow, we're reaching close to that halfway point.
Yeah, but it's better than 2020. Let's say that.
So much better than 2020. 2020 was a mother.
It was a hot mess.
Yes, it was. So, yes, you are so right. It is better than 2020 was. But anyway, it is April. We are in the springtime. Some of you all in different parts of the United States feel like you're still in winter. Sorry for you. We're gonna send out prayers for you. Pray for you. But here in Texas, we're doing pretty good today.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we had some April showers yesterday, but we're doing pretty good today. I have a very special guest with me today by the name of Denae McLaren.
Yo. What's good? What's good, family? What's good?
Yes, and you are from the 99 Experience.
From the 99 Experience.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, Colin Thompson and I have formed an administrative firm. And what we do is we draft last wills. By trade, I'm a paralegal or LDA, and I work in all fields of law, such as personal injury. But what I'm more focused on right now is last wills because I'm more passionate about it. And in that, our people, 90% of us do not, and that's Latinos and Blacks, do not have last wills. So our goal is to make it affordable. Many attorneys, many law firms or paralegals, they charge upwards to $375 to $1,800 for last wills.
Oh, wow.
We're charging $99, and you're going to get 3 free amendments within a 6-month time span.
So that's why it's called the 99 Experience.
99 Experience.
I love it. You can't forget that. It's
rate.
In the name. You can't forget the rate. It's in the name. So we spend $100 so easily. You can't hardly go out to eat without spending $100 nowadays. So the $99 rate is extremely affordable. If you can't afford it, well, then you probably don't need it. Exactly. But everybody can afford $99. Yeah, speaking generally speaking. So you say 3 amendments. What does that mean for us lay people?
Okay, so if you want to amend your last will by adding an asset or subtracting an asset, then we're going to do that for free. Typically, there's a fee for that, but within the 6 months of the date of signature, we're going to give it to you for free.
Oh, that's pretty good. So say you got the type of lifestyle where you constantly making amendments. How does that cost? How much does that cost once you run out of your 3 free changes?
Oh, we're going to do it 50% off. So it's going to be basically $49 just to amend your will.
That's not bad, people. That's pretty good. And for you, those of you that are always threatening to take people out your will and getting in and out of marriages and whatnot, look, you got 3 freebies. Yeah, you got 3 freebies, and then you need to be more careful.
If Pookie messed up, you may want to give us a call. Pookie messed up.
Right.
Pookie
so this is good.
But you can give us a call though.
So talk to me about why you started this. What led you to start the 99 Experience?
Well, because quite a few people that I know have died within the last year or so. I've lost 7 people.
Wow.
Family and friends.
Wow.
COVID and cancer.
Wow.
And the problem was that many of them didn't have wills or last wills. And family members fighting over assets. And it became a hot mess to the point where I'm like, okay, it takes 15 to 20 minutes to draft a will. And I can do it within that time frame. So why not make it affordable and accessible to our people?
Right. Okay.
Because and there's a misconception about wills that I want to talk about.
Okay, let's talk about it.
As a culture, we believe that once you sign a will, you're signing your death certificate. Incorrect. You're not. What you're doing is protecting your family.
Right.
You're signing your death certificate by not signing on the dotted line for the will.
This is true.
So you're not gonna jinx yourself. You're not going to, if we get rid of the superstition, eradicate that, then we can deal with the reality of, hey, we're gonna die one day, and how do we protect our families once we go?
So you kind of touched on what I feel like one of the biggest issues is when you're dealing with Black people and Latinas, people who are heavily rooted in religion.
Right.
Sometimes religion can get you off track in the fact that you don't have to plan.
Absolutely.
You find people saying, I'm gonna wait on the Lord, I'm gonna wait on the Lord, I'm gonna wait on the Lord. And the Lord saying, well, what you waiting on me for? I gave you everything you're supposed to do. And if you don't plan things out, I mean, I feel like, unfortunately, we have been misled into thinking that we are not the masters of our own fate.
Right.
And we've been misled into thinking that all this stuff is beyond our control, and we just put it in God's hands.
I concur.
When God put it in our hands, like we are living beings, right? We have free will. We have a measure of intelligence, some of us more than others, but we are able to make decisions to make our lives better.
Sure.
And I feel like sometimes religion has taught us to not do that for fear of stepping over, the boundary of faith.
Right.
And a lot of people feel like, when it's my time to go, it's my time to go. And, everything going to work out the way God planned.
Exactly.
But I really feel that's unfortunate for us.
Very unfortunate. It's a poverty-stricken mind state. It's an ignorant mind state. And believe it or not, even rich, wealthy Black people, even Prince didn't have a will, strikingly enough. And, our goal is to educate and draft. So we want to start with the basics of estate planning, a last will, and life insurance. You can just start there, and you can create a legacy for your family. Just the inception of that.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
Because a lot of people do not see the need for life insurance, which I don't understand. I remember speaking to one of my friends about the fact that I have life insurance on my ex-husband, and they were like, oh my God, what, you trying to knock him off or something? You got plans for? No, we have a child together.
Right.
So if he dies, whatever he was providing for my child needs to continue to be provided.
Absolutely.
So it has nothing to do with me planning his death.
Right.
In addition, having life insurance for your children, it's not that you want it to happen, but we know that a reality of life is death. That's a reality, because once life begins, someday that life is going to end.
But many of us don't live in that reality.
I really feel like, and I hate to blame this, y'all church folks, don't come after me, because I used to be one of y'all, but I hate to blame this, but I think a lot of times religion has made us so fearful of everything. Sometimes even thinking for ourselves. People are afraid to even think for themselves because it might go against something they heard in the Bible. Well, that's okay. You have to be able to think for yourself.
Right.
And I feel like, we all know untimely deaths happen.
Yes.
Period. And it happens to good people, just like it happens to bad people. It happens to children, just like adults. So I really love what you're doing, because it's better to be prepared.
I agree. And speaking of the church is going to be our main demographic, because, again, religion has blinded us to a degree, has made us ignorant to our own mortality. And the fact that you're going to die doesn't make one aware of what needs to be done in the event that they do die. So, for example, our thinking is so skewed as a culture that we will insure our iPhones, but we're not sure our damn lives.
That's sad.
That's very sad.
That's sad.
And it angers me, because I talk to quite a few people on the streets when I try to educate and teach. And I ask them, oh, that's a nice phone. How much is your how much is your insurance on it? Oh, $12 a month. I said, okay, you can insure your device, but do you have life insurance yourself? Oh man, I'm not going no time soon. Really?
How do you know?
How do you know that?
And just being prepared doesn't mean you're going to bring it upon yourself any sooner.
Exactly.
I was really impressed by this, little off topic, but it's kind of the same.
Mm-hmm.
When George Bush Sr. died,
Mm-hmm.
he had a funeral train. I don't know if you saw the funeral, but he had a train that went through. I mean, it went for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. It was all decked out and painted with things that he loved. He started designing this thing, I think they said 20 some years ago.
Wow.
Because when he died, he wanted it done a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, why don't people understand? Your day
Yeah,
gonna come.
It's gonna come.
You
Sometimes
planning
you
it
can
don't mean it's gonna come sooner.
Yeah, you can hasten your own death at times. So
I think being unprepared is more of a bad thing than being prepared.
absolutely.
So how do we get people away from this fear?
Well, we need to have more open discussions about it and realistic discussions, and so that's why my team and I, we are out there in the streets, we're in the churches, we're trying to educate as much as possible, and we try to use analogies that can make people think. And when I say think. I'm sorry when I say it's stupid to insure your device versus your life. Well, our goal is to make you somewhat feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you feel stupid, you feel uncomfortable in many instances, you're gonna move in the right direction.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable feelings and the feeling of feeling stupid will make you move in a certain direction where you need to go.
I agree with that. I think, unfortunately, and I'm glad that you are very open about the fact that you're targeting Black people,
Mm-hmm.
because we need it. Like, we need it bad.
90% of us don't
I
have
think that slavery have really harmed us in three areas: mating. We have never been taught how to mate.
Mm-hmm.
Finances and living. We haven't really taught how to plan our lives,
right,
and plan finances, and then uh, service, like giving back. We have I feel like our ancestors gave so much for free,
mm-hmm.
that it's just in us that we don't want to give nothing for free. It's almost like, am I getting paid for this?
Exactly.
Every time you ask somebody to do something, well, how much? Or am I getting paid for this? For your community, sometimes you don't need to get paid.
No, absolutely.
I mean, that's a little bit of a tangent that I went off on, but I'm just saying.
No, and it's the truth. And let me touch on that as well. We're diverting here, y'all, but give us a second. We pump Eurocentric items for free, do we not?
Yes.
Yet we won't pump our items for free.
All the time, yes.
There's billions of dollars annually that circulate, Black money that is, enough for us to sustain without any help from any other culture.
Absolutely.
And that's not to say that we don't want help from other cultures. No, we embrace that. But we make enough money where we can support each other.
Absolutely. The fact is, we don't need it. No. If we were operating the way we were created to operate, we wouldn't need other cultures. We are so self-containing. If we will wake up, if you think about the influence that we have on the world, not just the United States, the world follows globally. Black people, especially Black Americans. The world follows us, but for some reason we can't follow each other. Yeah. We can't unite with each other. Absolutely. So I'm really glad that you are talking about this, because I feel like when you're thinking about your death, you live your life better. Right. I really believe that. Something that Chadwick Boseman said, or his wife said, about his last couple of years. Mm-hmm. People were like, oh, I didn't think, now who would have thought that he was dying when he was filming all these great movies? And the quote that I read was, he was living. He knew that he was sick. So he didn't spend his time dying. He spent his time living.
Exactly.
And that's the thing that I think a lot of us don't do when you're not thinking about, I have a limited amount of time here. Mm-hmm. So when you're thinking about the fact that my time here is limited, I think you live differently.
You live like it's your last day.
Yeah.
As you should. And that's a key way to be productive. That's a key way to be successful. That's a key way to leave a legacy for your families.
Absolutely.
Period.
So let's talk to the people who feel like they don't have enough to have a will.
Well, I get that all the time, especially with young people within the age group of 18 to 22, 23. And I ask them all the time, well, do you have a vehicle? Yes, I do. I said, do you have a bank account? Yes, I do. I said, do you have memorabilia that's worth something? Yes, I do. So I don't care if it's $4,000 to $6,000 worth of assets. Get into the habit of protecting it. So when you do gain more assets, it's already habitual in your head.
Right.
That you're going to protect your assets for your family so you don't leave them to be squabbling over your stuff, period.
Absolutely.
So, I had a debate with somebody about income tax return. That's an asset. But someone told me a couple of nights ago that cash is not an asset. Okay. And I said, well, if you go to most banks, they're going to actually you have cash reserves.
Well, it's legal tender, so I'm trying to figure out how it's not an asset.
Do you feel? Do you feel? So even if you're going to get an income tax return, even child support, alimony, all of these things are assets.
Absolutely.
You can protect those assets by having a will.
And a lot of people, this is the part that bothers me. We're talking about people that may feel like they're middle class or whatever, but a lot of us, especially with the times we live in now where everybody is creative, a lot of us have royalties that are going to continue after we're gone.
Exactly.
You know, artists, people who write books. And the unfortunate fact is that it's worth more money when you're dead. So you may not be popping now and nobody may have heard your song, but the minute you die, it's what if it takes off and then you haven't protected anything?
Exactly.
You haven't put anything in place. And then what happens to your family?
It goes to probate, everybody fights. And it takes years for probate to even discharge, So it's an unfortunate mind state that can actually be altered. And that's really the goal.
So I want to also bring this up because this is another thing that we have as Black people. We're scared to let people in our business. So I could just hear somebody say, well, I don't want to sit down with nobody and tell them what I got and they don't need to know my business. So what do you say to people who just don't want other people to know what they have?
Well, even if they don't want other people to know, including my company, if you don't want us to have access to your checking account numbers, hey, we can change the verbiage. For example, all checking accounts, all savings accounts established in such and such name can be transferred to beneficiary X. So we can change the verbiage so that the testator can have privacy. Now, here's the thing about it. To a degree, you're going to have to put people in your business because they're already in your business.
Right. This is true.
There's no privacy here in today's era. What you do online is being monitored, whether you believe it or not. We got iPhones, we got iPads. They're listening. Siri always asks me, "Hey, did you summon me?" No, I did not summon you, Siri. That's my business. But Siri is in my business.
Right.
So there's no privacy here. So what we can do now, if you don't want your beneficiaries to know what's going to be transferred to them, then they don't have to know. The only person that would know is your executor or your executors, whether it's a joint executor or not.
Okay.
So yeah, they would know, but of course they're not going to be your executor if you don't trust them.
Right.
So make sure it's a trusted individual.
So how do you choose an executor?
It can be your mom, your dad, your brother. As long as they're 18 years of age or older, it doesn't matter. But the person has to be trustworthy. You want to make sure that when you go, this person is going to transact your wishes. Whether it be funeral arrangements, bill paying, death benefits, disbursement, it doesn't matter. As long as that person is trustworthy and you know for a fact that I can leave my assets in the hands of this person.
Okay, so what happens in the event that person is also deceased?
Oh, great question. So you can have alternate executors.
Okay.
You can have up to 3, 4, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Or you can have joint executors.
Okay.
So one, pardon my language, but one croaks, the other one's up for that. The other one is going to be prepared. But
okay.
Make sure you have trusted individuals who are not gonna talk about your assets to the family, who's not gonna be gossiping. If you know Aunt Joyce is gossipy, then she don't need to be your executive.
Right. Now, let me just ask this question because I'm trying to think of all the questions that I think people would ask. Is there anything you should leave out of a will?
That's a good question. whatever you have in a trust, you can leave it out because you already have a trust. The trust is always going to trump the will,
Okay.
the last will. So you can leave that out. One thing you do want to include, though, if you have life insurance policies, this is what I want to talk about as well. If you have life insurance policies, make sure that the beneficiary that's listed on that policy are listed in the will.
Okay.
They have to match because let's say you have 3 beneficiaries on your life insurance policy, and then you have 2 in your will. I mean, you have 4 in your will who are slated to get that money, but 1 is not listed on that policy.
Mm-hmm.
Then guess what's going to happen? Those 3, they may be against that 1, and now they're going to be fighting the one that who's not on your life insurance policy is going to be fighting in court to get what's his or hers because hey, I'm in a will, but I'm not on a policy. That creates a problem. So it goes to probate.
Okay.
So you got to make sure that aligns as well.
Okay. Move your mic a little closer.
Yes.
People are saying they can't hear. I knew it was something wrong. Okay. So, all right. So, that's a good thing to know. The person that is listed on your life insurance policy has to be also listed in the will. Okay.
Every beneficiary.
That's really good to know. Okay. I mean, this is great information. You guys, I hope that you are taking notes because this is really good information and it's free. I mean, you don't get this kind of information for free.
And the game is to be told, not sold. They got it backwards in the 90s. You got to give the game away because that's the only way that we can really grow economically is by giving information for free. Now, if you can make money here and there, okay, nothing wrong with hustling. But if you can help your culture by educating for free, why not? Because your blessings are going to come back from the universe anyway.
Absolutely. If you're just tuning in, we are talking about last wills and testament with our special guest, Denae McLaren of the 99 Experience.
Yo.
And that means that he can provide this for you for a very low rate of $99. Listen, you guys, if you have any type of assets whatsoever, you need to have a will.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the issues that people have when they die without a will.
Okay, so when you die intestate, what transpires is that oftentimes it goes to probate if family members don't claim it. And even if they do try to claim it, you still have to enter probate to prove that, hey, you are a relative. And it becomes really sticky where family members are torn apart for life. Like, hey, I hate you for life now because I want this asset. And what it does is it destroys the Black families.
Yes,
now,
it does.
It's bad enough that the world is already against us, but when we're divided internally, familially, then how do we stand? How can we stand a chance of becoming successful if everybody's against us and we're already divided? United we stand, divided we fall.
Absolutely.
So as a Black family, you do not want your family to divide once you're gone.
It's really sad because it happens in so many families, and then it just goes on from generation to generation. I ain't gonna talk about my family, but y'all know, I know some of y'all is watching, and if you listen later, don't worry about it. Ain't no names, but every family has this issue, and unfortunately, my family has this issue of land.
Yes.
Hundreds of acres that was left by my grandparents. I'm not going to go into it because that's how sensitive of a subject it is from my family, but it has really fractured the family.
I've worked in those type of cases before as well in law, and I've seen how devastating it can be on a family. Like literally moms, dads, brothers and sisters are completely destroyed because of these type of issues.
Yeah, and even after the mom is gone, like I really don't want to get into details, but even after the mom is gone, the children. Mm-hmm. So if you have siblings and their parents left them the land, and certain people sell, certain people don't. Now after they die, their kids still holding grudges with the siblings that are still alive.
Exactly.
Because of what happened with the land, and nobody really knows except for the people that was there.
Right.
Because they did not properly document it or put it on paper, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. That's the sad part about it, because this has been going on for so many years, years and years and years and years and years. And I've seen it firsthand how it could just tear people apart.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got new people coming into the family,
Mm-hmm.
a younger generation. They don't even know why they don't like a person, but they don't like them. We don't talk to them. We don't talk to them no more. Nobody knows that it's all tied to this land situation.
Exactly.
And that's sad, because the family will never be the same.
Ever.
And all it had to do was been handled properly.
Just will it. And when you will your assets, you essentially prevent your family from dividing once your loved one leaves. It's gonna happen. You're gonna die. I'm gonna die. Lisa's gonna croak. But guess what? Lisa got a will. I have a will. We're protected. Our families are protected. So when it comes to just the basics of estate planning, just the basics, get you a will, get you a life insurance policy. It don't have to be permanent. Get your term.
Yeah.
Term will hold you over for 20 to 30 years, typically. And that gives you 20 to 30 years to get your ish together, where you won't even need a policy.
That's a long time.
But at least you're protected.
Yeah.
Because you can go within that 20, 30 years.
Absolutely. I like the example that you made about insuring your devices, because all of our devices got insurance on it.
Yes.
And I love that example, because when you think about it that way, you might want to let that insurance on your device go.
Exactly.
To afford your life insurance, because
that phone causing you more trouble than anything. I'm just saying.
It's bringing problems in your life.
Yeah, Facebook get you in trouble. It's just a whole lot of mess now.
Yes. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and you have a poem that you're going to read for us, and we're going to come right back. It's related, you guys. Okay, it's related to wills and estate planning, so don't go nowhere. That's going to be a very special piece. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. This show is sponsored in part by Flat Fee Tax Prep and Services, offering quality tax preparation, serving clients nationwide. For more information, visit www.flatfeecreditandtax.com, and don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you. This show is sponsored in part by Sweet Bella's Adult Candy and Treats. Custom-made popcorn, gummies, lollipops, and other treats infused with genuine premium wine and spirit. Also offering fun-flavored vodka and tequila. Sweet Bella's Adult Candy and Treats uses only top-shelf liquor and quality wine. For more information, follow Sweet Bella's Adult Candy and Treats today on Facebook, Instagram, or Etsy, or place an order at sweetbellastreats@gmail.com. That's Sweet Bella's Treats with a Z @gmail.com. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio send you. All right, we are back. And we are here with our special guest, Denae McLaren, of the 99 Experience. And we are talking about wills and estate planning. So you have something special for us today.
Yes, I do. So I'm going to poetically express to you guys how important obtaining a will is. And it goes like this. How does it feel to not have a will, to not have protection, to not learn a lesson, to fumble a blessing, to mumble confessions? My family may divide. Because of this, no longer a tribe, fighting for materials, denying the spiritual. Please believe this message is more than lyrical, hysterical. It's what it's like when so unprotected. Just look at the mirror, so unreflected. Below and behold, will give you energy enough to sign your will, enough to give you remedy. Endlessly is how we fight to ensure we're educated. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, we never hated. Homie, I don't mind, just sign the dotted line. You may be out of time to sign the dotted line, because Father Time waits for no man. So man, please respect, protect the best of your essence.
All right, that was really good. Thank you. I can really feel the passion through your words.
Thank you.
You're really serious about this.
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious because I want to see us at the top of the echelon. I'm tired of us being at the bottom. We're kings, we're queens. Let's show it. We can prove to the world that, hey, we are the original. We are gods. So come on, people. Let's be great. Black excellence is where it's at.
Well, you're talking my language. I really love that. I think that we do need to push that more and more and more. It has not been a message that we've heard, but it's the message that we need to hear, because you're right. It's our time. If we seize the moment. Right now it really is our time.
It's our time.
Yeah.
Now is the time.
Yeah,
It does
now
not
is the
get
time.
any better than this.
And I think that we have to expect greatness. We have to expect the best.
Right.
One thing that I've learned lately from others, and I'm just going to go on and say from white people, from the Karens of the world, they expect it, okay? They expect the best. They have a huge sense of entitlement. And most of the time, that's why they blessed, because they expect to be blessed. They expect the best to happen to them. Unfortunately, we've been brainwashed to expect the worst.
Exactly.
You ever encounter somebody and they'll say, oh, it's just my luck. I used to be that person, but then I learned, no, I don't talk like that no more.
What changed that?
Because I learned about the fact that my words were so powerful, that my words were bringing things into my life. If I would say, oh, of course, this will happen to me today, or of course, I'm going to be late. Well, yeah, you're going to be late.
Right.
Or if I expect only bad things, I'm drawing negative to me. I'm going to tell you the real reason why I learned is because, some things is just tied to vanity. The real reason why I learned is because I was attracting the same type of man. And I was like, Lord, what's going on? What is going on? Why I got to get the deadbeats? Why I got to get the broken men? Why I got to get the ones that don't want to work? I'm not lazy. It seems like I would attract somebody that's like me. No, because my thinking and because my words and because I didn't think I deserved that. I expected to find somebody like I expected it. And so I was like, oh, wow, I have the power.
So let me ask you this, even in your expectation of finding a deadbeat, did you treat him like that already before you even got close enough to him to find it out?
No, I think it's because I have this, and a lot of us, I don't know why we like this, but I have this fix it thing. I want to fix it.
Right.
I want to fix it. So because I'm so intent on fixing something, all the broken people come to me. Right. And at first it was good because, I'm going to fix you. I'm going to get you together, baby. You're going to be good after a while. But then I realized that's a job for Jesus. That's a job for y'all's Jesus.
What's her name, Ayana?
That's a job for the Holy Spirit, exactly. The whole Trinity, but not me.
Not me.
And so I just learned that I was, I'm a lot like what I feel like you are. That is not wasted. That desire to fix something, but it's you got to look at it as a bigger picture. Yeah, we're brought here as problem solvers and to fix things that we see that's wrong, but not necessarily people. I see where you're trying to fix the culture. You're trying to fix this problem that we have of not being financially aware, not, being prepared for our own demise. So you have been awakened to the fact that you can fix some things.
Absolutely.
But not necessarily people. So that's what led me, because that drive is so strong in you that eventually you're going to figure it out.
Exactly.
And that's what happened for me. It was so strong. I was just trying to be, misfix it. And I couldn't fix nothing. Everything was just staying broken. And I was like, what is going on? What's the problem? Am I the problem? The problem was I was applying it to the wrong situation. Can't apply that to relationships because I need it take two whole people to have a healthy relationship.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that. I thought I can take a half a person.
And what you didn't know, what you were doing in the process of trying to fix it, you were trying to control the process, and you cannot control the process. You have to let nature take its course. And I'm learning that myself.
Still working on that part.
Hey, me too. That's why I say I'm still learning it myself.
Yes, that's a work in progress. But at least I do understand, and I think this is big. The things that we can't fix, sometimes we don't fix. And that's why I like what you're doing. You see the problem.
Right.
The problem is a lot of times we leave here and we don't have insurance. We don't have a will. We don't have preparations made. Even people for their children don't know who's going to take care of their children when they're gone, if something happens to them before they become adults. So I see that you saw the problem and you went about trying to fix it.
Right.
And I think that's a really good thing. And I hope that other people be inspired by that. That's the reason why I started Stunner Radio, because I wanted to give people a voice. I felt like Black people, everybody trying to tell our story for us. And I got tired of that. Like, you can't tell my story for me. So many people feel like, oh, Black women are angry. All of us ain't angry. I'm happy. I wake up happy. I'm happy. I'm not angry. Now don't push me, but I'm happy for the most part.
Right.
So I saw that problem and I went about fixing it. So I hope if you don't get anything from today's show, don't just see problems. Try to do your part in the world to fix it, because that's what our guest is doing here with the 99 experience. And tell people how they can contact you if you need a will or if you need some estate planning, even if you have questions. How can they get a hold of you?
You can call me at 832-529-1085. 832-529-1085. Or you can go to McLaren.com and send me an email. And all you have to do is just let me know. I need a will. Where do I start? And I'm going to guide you. It takes up to 30 minutes, depending upon how many questions you have, and depends on how long I educate you. But it doesn't take long at all to draft a will. I can get it to you within 30 minutes to 24 hours, depending upon your assets, depending upon the questions that you have, depending upon how long I educate you. But you will get your will quickly. So 832-529-1085, Denae McLaren, or you can go to McLaren.com.
McLaren.com. We definitely want to send you over to McLaren.com. Y'all do not be blowing up this man's phone if you don't even know what you want yet. Yeah. Go over to the website, get the information. Then if you have more questions, he has been so kind to put his phone number out there. So take advantage of it. What else would you like to leave the people today before we wrap up?
We are strong, intelligent, educated individuals. Our culture is beautiful. And I just want to say how ugly and selfish it is to not have a will for your family, to not have a life insurance policy. Is very selfish. It's almost inhumane to me to not have your device protected, but you don't have your family protected. So let's get out of selfishness and thrive in selflessness, so that we can economically grow, so that we can be successful as families, and so that we can be successful as entrepreneurs, basically. So. Yeah. Understand that establishing an estate plan can even lead to entrepreneurship. You just don't know, but because there's so many roads to entrepreneurship. So commence here, and we got you.
That's big. I want to thank you again for all that you're doing. And if you have questions, just go to the website, reach out to Mr. McLaren. He's here to help you. And you guys, you don't have to feel bad if you don't know. If you don't know, take it from me. I've seen him. We've talked just this brief period of time. I know that he has a good spirit. So he's not going to make you feel stupid. Sometimes when people don't know about a subject, they don't want to talk to a specialist or somebody. They want to talk to, Aunt May or somebody like that first. But go directly to him. He can help you. He's not going to make you feel dumb, or he's not going to, make fun of you. You're not going to feel bad, is what I'm trying to say about not knowing. You're not going to feel bad. He's coming from a standpoint of understanding that we don't know. That's the whole point. Exactly. That's the whole point, that he wants to help. So please reach out to him for all your questions on estate planning and wills. I want to thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
And hopefully we can
moment here. Thank you.
Thank you. Hopefully we can help people get their life in order.
We're going to help people.
Yeah, no more fish fries, y'all. I mean, I like the fish fries, but the GoFundMes and the fish fries.
Come on, man.
Yeah, we can do better.
You got to do better as a coach.
Yeah, we can do better, guys, and we will. So we're going to take another quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the top 5 fails of the week and the top 5 wins of the week. Now, Denae, let me just ask you a question real quick, because I was struggling with my notes. I need your help on these top 5 wins and fails. Okay. So when I bring these discussions, I want you to help me talk about it a little bit.
Please do it.
You think you can do that for me?
Absolutely.
All right, that's what's up. We'll be back after a few words from our sponsors. Don't go nowhere.
Are you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle but have less than perfect credit? Look no further than Mi Amigo Motors, offering in-house financing to help you build or reestablish your credit. All vehicles are put through a multi-point inspection, and their award-winning customer service and on-site service center will make your your buying experience stress-free. I know you got your stimulus check and it's tax refund season, so stop by Mi Amigo Motors today at 9729 Long Point Road or give them a call at 832-548-5927 to reserve your appointment for their VIP approval. Again, that's 832-548-5927. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you. If you're looking for healthy meal prep, family-style meals, or catering for your next event, look no further than the East Traveling Square Kitchen with Chef Square, Alan Phillips, specializing in soul food, family-style dining, and southern flavor. Chef Square can adhere to dietary needs like keto and bariatric meal prep without compromising on taste. Take advantage of weekly meal plans like the Starter Pack, 5 meals for $75 with 3 entree choices. Additional meal plans and contact-free delivery is available. Contact Chef Square of the East Traveling Square Kitchen today at 832-495-8836 and tell them Stunner Radio sent you.
Top 5 fails of the week coming up next on Lisa Denae Live. Real talk for the real world.
All right. Welcome back. It is the top 5 fails of the week. Now, you guys, last week we did not have any top 5 lists because we had a packed house and we were so busy interviewing that we didn't go through our top 5 fails. So some of these are going to be from last week. Okay. So don't write me in the comments. I already know. All right. So top 5 fails of the week. Number 5 is the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So this vaccine has been pulled because of a few cases of blood clots. And I think a couple of cases the people died. So, I mean, what are we thinking about this? I'm so upset because it's the one I wanted. I just wanted the one shot, one and done.
Right.
So it's been pulled. What are your thoughts on that, Denard?
Well, rightfully so. I mean, Johnson & Johnson has proven over time that they really don't care about public health.
Oh, wow. I guess I didn't think about that.
I mean, just from the baby powder alone,
yes, this is true.
So, I mean, that's a no-brainer. They should have been pulled. They shouldn't even be in business at this point. But of course, they're white privilege, so hey, they get to stay in business.
Johnson & Johnson, that's one of the major slave owners, Johnson.
Exactly.
Anyway, moving along, number 4 on our list, the funeral for Daunte Wright was this week, and he was the young man that was killed during a traffic stop in Minnesota. Was it Minneapolis? I'm not sure, but he was killed during a traffic stop. The fails list have been riddled with police shootings, like since I started doing the fails. And I don't want to minimize it by calling it a fail, but I just want you guys to understand that this is continuing to happen because it's a fail in our system.
Right.
We are being failed. The system is failing us. And so I feel really bad about this young man being killed and his family burying him. But do you believe that we're becoming desensitized to this?
Absolutely. Including myself at times, I see it on the news and I just shake my head and just like, wow. But here's the reality. This is going to continue until we harm them financially. And this is what I mean by that. I've been working in law for some years now. And I know for a fact, if you litigate, you sue them for every infraction. Even if win, lose, or draw, they're going to lose money.
Yes.
So once you deplete their earnings and their income, their revenue, and their bottom line, police departments, sheriffs, what they're gonna do is they're gonna retrain, and they're gonna stop police brutalities themselves because it's gonna hit their pockets.
I think that's a good point. I have often thought as we move up on the list, because number 3 is the shooting of Ma'Khia Bryant in Columbus, Ohio. I've often thought that Black people need to come together and do some type of class action suit because we all got PTSD. You cannot have a police person, a car behind you without feeling some type of way.
Exactly.
And if they turn on the lights, you're about to have a heart attack.
Exactly.
It is so traumatizing to keep seeing this over and over and over again with this young girl. Now, I've heard a lot of people saying she had a knife in her hand. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I've seen several videos of white people with knives, guns, even. I've seen videos of white people all in the police face and even putting hands on them, and they didn't get killed. So clearly, it doesn't matter. It's wrong. What happened was wrong. But I feel like there's got to be something that we, the regular people, can do. I mean, because we are all traumatized.
Yeah, we are. We are.
I think that Black people have never really had a love, relationship with police.
Mm-hmm.
But do you feel like in the recent, years, it's gotten beyond that? It's like almost beyond even fear. It's something different now.
Yeah, it really it really is. It's to the point where I have a client and he was pulled over by an officer after his auto accident. I think it was maybe 2 weeks subsequent to his auto accident, the case that I'm on now. And he was so terrified. He recorded. He had to, record himself to, in the event that he would not make it through.
Wow.
And I've never seen a grown man hyperventilate and cry like that. I mean, it really beat George Floyd, to be honest. It was that bad. Like, I wanted to cry for him, but I was just in shock. Like, wow, he was that traumatized. He's an engineer, never been to jail, black male in his mid 50s, and he was simply traumatized. It was to the point where they had to call the ambulance. Like, this guy's gonna have a heart attack.
I can relate. I can really relate. I was speeding the other day and I was like, oh Lord, the police car got behind me, turned his lights on. Luckily, it was the person behind me that got caught. Thank you, Lord. But I hadn't felt that type of fear in a very long time. Like, I started sweating. Mm-hmm. I felt like I was breathing hard. I was really afraid. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Panic attack or anxiety attack that could have killed you.
Because now you really feel like it could be your last day. Yes. Like, it's a matter of life and death now. And that's really sad.
Yes.
And so moving on up the list for the top 5 fails of the week, number 2, it's along the same lines. The number of mass shootings in 2021. You are not going to believe the number. When I saw the number, I said, there's got to be some kind of misprint because we're only in April.
Right.
So there has been 147.
I'm done.
Mass shootings in the United States in 2021, and we're only in April. Now, a lot of these shootings, as I was reading about them online, I hadn't even heard about them. So I'm like, why is it this is not being publicized? I know that during the pandemic, we were all on lockdown. We didn't hear much mass shootings at all because everybody was at home. All of a sudden, they are going crazy, and it's starting to feel, scary. I don't know about you all, but even at the grocery store now, I'm watching everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody looks suspect. And I'm watching everything.
I'm traumatized. I go to Walmart. I'm like, okay, let me see who's behind me here.
Yeah. And then if somebody start talking loud or if it's any type of disturbance, I'm getting my stuff and I'm getting on.
Yes.
In a movie theater, I can't even imagine going to one now. It's really sad, but the mass shootings have gotten out of control. Even the shooting at FedEx. It's like in Indianapolis, it's so sad for those people because that person hadn't worked there in a long time.
Right.
So, I mean, people just not right in the head, which leads me to the number 1 fail of this week, and that is the Texas constitutional carry bill. Now, you guys, I know some of y'all is for this, but I'm telling you, it's a setup. It is a setup to allow people to carry a gun without a permit. Now, it has already passed the Texas State House, and it has not yet passed the Senate. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, they know what they're doing. This is, for me, this is my opinion, but it's a way to fill the prisons back up and to create more prisons because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. So the more people who don't need a license to carry, they know that once the average person, I'm not going to say average, many people who have guns, they feel like Superman. They feel like, hey, I can handle my problems with this gun rather than my words.
Right.
So next thing you know, it's going to escalate. And the more people are shot, the more people are injured, the more people are killed, the prison systems win.
And I feel like it's unfortunate because the people that really need to have guns are going to go through the legal channels to have it. Exactly. So this is only helping people that don't need a gun.
Exactly. And we talking about mentally ill people.
Yeah.
We're talking about
absolutely people that's not right.
Exactly.
And then we're also talking about people with hate in their heart. Exactly. To me, with hate crimes on the rise, mental illness on the rise, why would you propose such a bill?
Again, the penal system, the prison system is a it's a $1 trillion industry now. So the more bodies we have locked up, the more bodies we have in the morgue, it's population control, and it's a way to build $1 trillion industry into a bigger industry. That's the goal for the government. They don't care about the people, they care about the bottom line, they care about the dollars. So this is why they're doing this.
Unfortunately, this is happening in Texas, you guys. So I'm hoping that it does not pass the Texas Senate. I'm hoping that the governor does not sign it. If it does, we need to really think about this, because I believe it's a setup, and Black people, don't you fall for it. I'm trying to tell you, get your paperwork in order. Do not fall for this, because even I've heard people thinking that it's already a law because they're not educated, because it passed the Texas State House. Some people are, oh, I'm gonna go get me a gun. I don't need no. Yeah, you still need one. Okay, don't believe the hype, don't get caught up, because especially it is a setup, especially if you're Black or Latino.
Because if you tell them you have a gun, hey officer, I have a gun, pow pow, you're dead. They automatically gonna go into panic mode and say officer in distress, and you're dead.
We already saw what happened to Philando Castile, and he had a license to carry. So I really feel like it's a setup, and I hope that you guys do not fall for it. I mean, some people do need a gun, but still go through the legal channels, and don't use guns to solve situations that can be solved without a gun. Absolutely. So anyway, that's enough of my preaching. And I don't like to leave the show on a negative note. So I will be right back after this break with the top 5 wins of the week. You guys don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's your girl Lisa Denae, and I want to tell you about a product that has changed my life. Rain Premium Sanitary Napkins. Rain products are infused with a Nobel Prize-winning material called graphene. It's the graphene strip that provides the various health benefits that can improve your quality of life during that time of the month. Listen, I've been very loyal to a certain brand of feminine products, but I've never experienced the results I get with Rain products. The difference is in the graphene strip. Using Rain products has totally eliminated the painful cramps I experience, and it can also help balance your body's pH, eliminate harmful bacteria, and help fight fatigue. Graphene moves heat away from your core to keep you cool and comfortable. Ladies, it's time to upgrade your feminine care with products that not only offer protection, but also improve your health and wellness. Place your order today and receive your premium sanitary napkins delivered directly to your door. Visit www.drfcare.com to make your purchase today. And don't forget to mention that your girl Lisa Denae and Stunner Radio's in.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
We're winning with the top 5 wins of the week on Lisa Denae Live. Real talk for the real world.
We are back. It is the top 5 wins of the week. Now I'm going to go ahead and say this disclaimer again. Some of these wins is from last week, but don't worry about that. Okay, it's wins nonetheless. Number 5 on my list is Tashara Jones was elected the first Black female mayor of St. Louis. Now I'm from the Midwest, so that's big for me. That's big. We already got a Black mayor in Chicago, Black female. And we love her. She's no joke. Okay. And now we have a Black female mayor in St. Louis. So that's what's up, ladies. It's our time. Get into it. Y'all get into politics. I've been telling y'all for the longest. If Donald Trump can be a politician, anybody can. Okay. So y'all get out there, get into the movement. Let's see what she does for St. Louis, because y'all know, like my boy said back in the day, DJ Quick, St. Louis is just like Compton, if y'all don't know. Exactly. Number 4 on my list of top 5 wins of the week, a restaurant owner, and this is a small town story, but it's really good, in Augusta, Georgia, hired a burglar to work at his business after he broke into the business. Now, I put this as a win because I thought it was really good. He came to the business, he caught this guy breaking in, and he gave him a job. I think that's pretty dope, because clearly, and I think it's dope that the guy took the job, because clearly he wasn't about the right thing, and he could have brought him up on charges. He could have, been vengeful, but I think that is wonderful. That's a win. Let there be a lesson to anybody out there. Look at the person's reasoning for doing what they're doing and see if you can help them. So number 3 on my top 5 wins of the week, the governor of the state of Washington recently signed a bill to restore voting rights to felons after they are released in Washington. Now, this is big.
This is big. Really big.
Because our rights as voters are being suppressed every day. They're doing everything in their power to keep Black and brown people from voting.
Absolutely.
And for all you people who feel like your vote don't count, if it didn't, they wouldn't be doing all this stuff to keep us from voting. So big ups to the governor of Washington, because I think that's wonderful. When a person has already paid their debt to society, their rights should be restored.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a wonderful thing. Number 2, a California. Now this is good, y'all. This is good, and y'all know I'm an advocate for reparations.
Bring it.
So a California beach that was seized from a Black family in 1924 was returned to their descendants.
Wow.
Now this is big. This is big, and let's hope this starts a trend.
Exactly.
Let's hope this starts a trend because, talk about mass shootings, in one hand, I really feel bad about the mass shootings, but on the other hand, you reap what you sow, because a lot of people don't know Black people were the first victims in America of mass shootings.
Absolutely.
They would just go through our communities where we built up all these wonderful businesses and just shoot us, just kill us. And a lot of property was seized. Businesses were taken, and so I'm glad to see some of this being returned to us.
This is unprecedented, and it's going to be a precedent case, even in law.
Yes,
even in law, they're going to use this case as a precedent case.
I hope so, because it's our time. It is about time. And if you are out there and you know that your family owned land and you know that you have a right to something, don't give up the fight. Keep fighting. I hope this case shows you that you can win.
Absolutely.
And of course, number 1 needs no introduction. We all felt like OJ all over again this week, when Derek Chauvin was found guilty of the murder of George Floyd. Let me tell you something. I was on pins and needles. I didn't know what to expect. I was just, thinking that perhaps that he would get off.
Right.
And of course, he may not get, because life is off the table. So of course he's not gonna get what he deserves, because I feel like he deserves life in prison. That's not even on the table. So we're not worried about that. But I'm so happy that he is convicted murderer. And so that is number 1 on my list. What were you feeling when you heard that he was found guilty?
I had mixed feelings. I was happy, yet I was eager to find out, hey, what the sentence is going to be.
Yeah.
Because sure, a guilty plea is beautiful for such a heinous crime. However, we know heinous crimes are often, they're not just when it comes to the sentence.
Right.
So we're gonna be praying that this guy gets a just sentence.
Yes, and I'm praying that somebody make them they bitch already. I need you to get every ounce of that's waiting on you.
I'm talking about.
I want you to get every bit of it.
At least 45 years.
Yes, I want you to get that knee on your neck.
Do you hear me?
I need you to get all the treatment.
We need you to drop that soap.
Yes.
Yeah, we need you to drop that soap.
I need you to get all the treatment that's due to you. We need him in general population. We need you to feel the pain that you have put on so many people. But it's a win for us regardless.
It's a win-win.
It is a win. And although the George Floyd mural was defaced here in Houston, Texas, we know that y'all are big mad, but it's okay because justice has not been served. But at least it's a measure. Because if justice was served, eye for an eye. I'm just saying.
Why do you think they big mad?
They big mad because they thought it was going to be another case where they got off. It really did remind me of OJ all over again. Of course, OJ was a whole another situation, totally different. I get that. So don't come for me in the comments. But what I'm saying is, it felt like, I don't know where you was, but I remember the day when they announced the OJ verdict. I was at work. And I was like one of the, oh Lord, you're a youngin'. Yeah. I was at work.
In the 6th grade.
My God, I feel old. But anyway, don't even much worry about that part. But anyway, I was at work. I was at work, and I remember being one of the only Black people in the office. And when he announced the verdict, boy, I said, yes! And they was looking at me like, are you serious, Lisa? And I was like, yeah, I'm serious. Like, yes. But this time, it wasn't as many people were celebrating. At first, it wasn't a celebration for me. It was just, I don't know, it was a sigh of relief, but it was also like, finally. Finally we get one. Finally the world saw, because the world saw. And also I think finally we being heard, and finally we being feared. Absolutely. Because if you think about it, there was no other verdict they could have come to have peace, because they already know we would have tore this place up. Exactly. I'm gonna be the first to say it. I mean, I know a lot of people feel like that's not a way that we should feel, but hey, after they tore up the Capitol, don't say nothing to me about nothing. Please don't. Don't say nothing to me about nothing.
And the reason they tore up the Capitol, the reason why Karens are acting the way Karens are acting, is because the tides are turning.
Yes.
They understand that their time is up.
It's up. You are no longer the majority. No. You are fastly becoming the minority. And just let it be. I mean, you've had all this time. This could be a whole nother show, so I'm not going to even go off on that tangent. But that's the number one win. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that. That's the number one win this week. I'm so happy for the family of George Floyd. I'm so happy for his daughter. So happy for Houston. Him being a Houston native, I'm so happy that they found this person guilty. Now, oh girl, you next. We already know who you're talking about. Yeah. You're next. And we hope that, we have the same outcome. You guys, that's my time. Thank you so much for tuning in to Lisa Denae Live. We will see you next week. Bye.
You are now in the presence of a real one. You are now in the presence of a real one. You are now in the presence of a real one, a real one, a real one, a real one. Catch my smoke, smoke, catch my smoke, smoke, catch my smoke. I hope you don't choke. You're looking crazy 'cause you thought it was a joke.